I guess it's not happening. I guess it's not happening. Stranger Things season 5, episode 9. Um, it's not here. It's the 7th of January. Now listen, okay. There's a few things I do want to note because I do think there's still hope, and I'll explain why. Uh, but I do want to say, look, there throughout the whole thing, everybody's been really split down the middle, okay? And for all the haters out there, okay? If you didn't watch my original video, I was once on the side of casting doubt, pressing X for doubt, okay? I said it in that video. I said, okay, I thought people were kind of crazy with some of these theories. But then as I started kind of looking into it myself, again, I explained it in that video. I'm not going to kind of go through the whole thing again, but it felt pretty convincing. Like, I do still think that there was a really strong argument and a very strong case to be made that they were going to pull this off. There's one thing to note. I know the haters are going to roast me. I was already getting roasted into oblivion on the other two videos, man. But I know I'm going to get roasted even harder, but I need to point it out. The January 7th date, that itself was in and of itself speculation. And I know what the haters are going to say. They're going to say, well, if you guys are wrong about that, then you're probably wrong about everything else. It's not happening. Give it a rest, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm going to be honest, and it's shaken my belief, okay? It's shaken my belief a little bit in the possibility of this happening. What some people have been noting, though, is the official Stranger Things account, after Volume 1, they basically uploaded like these, I guess it was like clips from, and then this episode, and then clips from that episode. And they just uploaded the one for Shock Jock today. And so it was like clips from Shock Jock. Also, can I just mention how absolutely terrifying the music is in that video that they posted? I mean, it's more creepy than the season itself. Like, what happened? That means there would be 3 more episodes to post for, and that would bring us up to the 11th. The documentary's on the 12th. Some people, I'm not saying I believe this, some people believe that, well, maybe it's actually the 11th, okay? I don't know, okay? I'll be honest, for me, I'm not against the idea, but I'm not like super sold on that idea either. I feel like I'm kind of playing the middle ground right now with this one, because look, man, I've been hurt, okay? I've been hurt with January 7th. I've been hurt. So I'm not sure that it's going to happen. I think it is possible because, again, the way I'm seeing this is the whole idea of January 7th. It came from very specific kind of things that people were like, oh, there's 1 and a 7 here and a 1 and a 7 there. And the whole Netflix thing, right? I still think there's some weird stuff going on in that original Netflix What Next trailer. But anyways, I think that the theory can still be possible without the January 7th date, because to me, the theory did not hinge on a specific date. The specific date kind of came a little bit after, when that What Next trailer came out from Netflix, and then people were seeing like 1-7 everywhere. And yeah, it was a little weird that we were seeing 1-7 everywhere, but maybe it was just one of those things where it's like, once you see it one place, you start seeing it everywhere. You know what I mean? When something's on your mind, you start seeing it everywhere. Maybe that's all it was. But again, I don't think that the theory necessarily hinges on that. And I still think there's a few different possibilities of going down this route. One of the things is that I thought was really interesting is that, I've never played D&D personally. I've always found it intriguing, but I've never really had the chance to get into it. Never really had anyone to play it with. And so I just never got into it, but I've always found it intriguing. I'm a nerd, so I like nerdy stuff. But the interesting thing that I learned about this, and again, if there's any D&D players out there, you could let us know and elaborate on this in the comments. But what I heard is that there's a bigger kind of entity out there that not many people in the D&D, kind of lore, not many people are aware of. I think it was called like the Hydra or something. It was like a 3-headed dragon of sorts, I think it was, or whatever. But anyways, and so people were like, we're speculating maybe there's like an even greater evil, and what essentially this creature wants to do is unravel and all of creation. And so that's a pretty cool concept. And now I'm almost bummed out that it's like season 5 was the ending, though, because I'm like, man, they could have went even deeper and further and crazier. Now, there's a couple things I want to note. Okay, so we have a couple different paths to go down. There's going to be people like me that are going to be a little bit shaken, are going to be more on the fence now. Okay. I was really believing, I'll be honest, I was really believing, but now I'm a little shaken up. And there's still going to be a group that are going to be really, really, really like hard pressed. Like, you know what? Hey, January 7th, whatever, it's still going to happen. Maybe it's going to be the 11th, whatever. I don't know. And then there's still going to be the group of people that are just like, I don't believe at all. And maybe there's going to be people that did believe and now they don't believe at all. So like everything's getting jumbled up. Okay. I want to know where you guys are sitting at though. Let me know in the comments below. Like, were you always a non-believer? Were you a believer and now you're kind of on the fence, or now you're like not believing it at all? Okay. So beyond that, what does this mean? Well, number one is if this never happens, if it doesn't happen on January 11th or ever, which again, it's now that January 7th is kind of going by, I think it's less likely, but I still think it's possible. Maybe that's just me kind of holding on to hope. I don't know. So option number one, and I hate to say it, but it's just that the Duffers really dropped the ball, man. They really messed up. And I think this is something that we can discuss maybe a little bit more. If, maybe like in a few days or something, if we see like really nothing comes out, by the time the documentary comes out, and maybe once we actually see the documentary, which is on the 12th, but man, if this goes nowhere else, which it seems to be possible now, again, I'm in the middle now, then man, the Duffers messed this one. I'm not one to be like, super uber critical, but my goodness, it's like I said in the previous video, we went from season 4, which was absolutely terrifying. It felt like we were constantly building and building and building. Things were getting crazier. Season 4 was freaky, man. And then season 5 was just like, again, it felt like we were going to Disneyland or something. I'm like, dude, really? This it? And then like the whole boss fight was so anticlimactic. I'm like, come on, dude. Like that's like, even if no one dies in the boss fight, it just felt like there wasn't really much of a risk. There wasn't really much of like a fight. It was just kind of like, I mean, they really just kind of like destroyed Vecna like it was nothing. So I don't know, man. That's one of the options that it's just it's just bad writing. It's just lazy writing, which sucks because man, season 5 had a lot of potential, and I don't think season 5 is necessarily completely bad. Like I wouldn't be like it's a 3 out of 10, but what we had hopes for, I think it's not great, and it had a lot of potential, a lot of missed potential. But option 2 is, like I said, it wasn't hinged on January 7th. There's still hope to be had, and we might still get it. We might. That's option number 2. When? I don't know. Would it be January 11th? I don't know. That's option number 2. Option number 3 is very quick. So option 3 is that our theory is right. It's just that there's not going to be it's not going to be on screen. It's an entirely kind of off-screen thing. It was implied. It was implicit. It was not explicit. It's not something they were planning to show, which would again really suck. And it's still like that still goes into option 1 where it's like the Duffers dropped the ball. But part of that is like it could very well be Vecna did actually win, and the whole ending is just a vision of Vecna's. It's just that we don't actually get to see that on screen, which again would really, really suck. Back to option 4, spinoffs, right? But they said it's going to be a new town, new characters, and everything like that. That doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily, write off the possibility of Vecna necessarily not coming back. I mean, I don't know. They said it's going to be all new characters, but does that write off the possibility of Vecna coming back? Or do they just mean like the main crew, like the kids and all of like the, everyone in Hawkins, right? Joyce and Hopper and all them. I do wonder that. Could we see Vecna come back? Like, is he actually dead? I don't know how it works in the D&D universe. Like, that Hydra or whatever, could it resurrect Vecna? I've heard that's possible, but maybe someone with more D&D knowledge can better inform us. But regardless, if we don't see Vecna, then maybe they explore, like I said, that kind of whole Hydra or whatever, that bigger boss, a bigger enemy. I don't know, man, but like honestly, like I wouldn't have very big hopes for the Duffers pulling anything like that off after season 5, because again, season 5 had a lot more potential that they could have capitalized on, and they didn't. And I get you only have so much screen time, but man, dude, like, come on, like, there was a lot of missed potential of so again, I think one of the options is like, maybe we see some, maybe they do a movie, maybe not. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to process this with everyone else as well. But listen, I think those are kind of the options out there. The question I have for you guys is like, first of all, do you think that the theory is right, even if we never see it on screen, that Vecna did win and that the whole ending is just an illusion? But again, if that is true, man, like, dude, what are the Duffers doing? And do you think we could still see Vecna return in a spin-off series? Or do you think when the Duffers say like, oh, all like completely brand new characters that they, they're including Vecna, they're probably including Vecna too. They're probably thinking like, oh, Vecna's dead. But again, it felt so anticlimactic. I don't know, man. I'm bummed out. I know the haters are going to be like, see, we told you it was just a coping mechanism. No, because I mean, maybe, part of it, to some degree, but for some people. But I think part of it for me, like I said, I got convinced. If you go watch my original video, I got convinced because I'm like, dude, there's a lot of stuff that's just like, it's not adding up. And I'm like, I think there's a really strong argument for it. I still do. But I don't know. We'll see. If anything happens in the coming days, then obviously, we'll talk about it. And I mean, we'll definitely talk about it. If nothing happens, we'll wait to see the documentary, see if there's anything in there that we can make out for the future of the universe, at least, of Stranger Things, and any other kind of lore tidbits from season 5, maybe discuss that. But as it stands right now, it's I'm not sure how to feel because, dude, it's just like, man, so much missed potential. I can't get over that if that's the case. But and again, all those things that just didn't make sense. Some of them I agree were stretches. There's some things that like I wouldn't even bother with. There's a lot of things people were saying like, oh, look at this, and I'm like, okay, dude, that's literally nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to be reasonable about it. I was one of the, I guess, more reasonable crazies, as some would call it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep in mind, this channel, I actually originally made it as sort of a side channel. My main channels were like gaming channels. And I brought it back because I was getting so hyped about like the whole like season 5 lore and the potentials with these theories and stuff that I'm like, all right, man, and I'd already been thinking about it before that too. Because I like making content like this where we get to talk about, movies and TV shows and things like that. And either way, as I replied to some of the haters in the comments, last thing I'll say is, even if nothing happens, and nothing happened or whatever, nothing happened today, nothing happens in the future, it was fun. We had fun. I don't know about you guys, but like, I had fun. I had fun going down this road and exploring all these theories and, kind of nerding out about it. And like, it was fun as a community. It was a lot of fun. I almost feel bad for the haters because they just feel like a lot of them just sound like really miserable people, man. And I'm like, eesh, what a rough way to live, man. Hey, man, the rest of us, we were having the time of our life with it, at least. So, if nothing comes out of it, we can at least say that we had a blast along the way. So, it's about the friends you made along the way. How's that saying go? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you soon. Lord willing, I will see you soon. But in terms of the future of Stranger Things, we'll see how that goes. And, I'd like to at least come back and talk about the documentary once that plays, and kind of discuss that after January 12th. So stay tuned, and I'm going to go cry in a corner. All right. Okay. See you guys later.